Today, we're harnessing the power of electricity in incredible ways. Yet we have always had with us an even greater power we can harness, the power of spiritual energy. And the secret that makes spiritual energy so powerful is it's imbued with divine consciousness. Spiritual energy is the conduit of consciousness. In this video, we'll explore why spiritual energy is so helpful and how to work with it in your life. I am Dimitri Moraitis, author and co-founder of Spiritual Arts Institute. We help spiritual seekers accelerate their evolution to reach their highest spiritual potential through the time-honored practice of metaphysics. Spiritual light is the power behind all activities, physical and spiritual. From its purest state, light flows from the highest spheres and planes of creation down into various gradations to fulfill many applications. If you need more love, the light can bring you to a flow of divine love. If you need peace, divine light will be imbued with a different quality and bring you the divine consciousness of peace. This divine power can be clairvoyantly perceived as a brilliant iridescent light, with colors far more splendid than anything found in the physical spectrum. Spiritual light has its own source and purpose, which is very different from the light we see with physical eyes. Divine light can mend relationships, pull people out of suicidal depressions, heal physical, mental, and sexual abuse, create harmonious marriages, help overcome addictions, get people out of financial disasters, and take them to spiritual heights they never dreamt possible. We all receive a certain amount of spiritual energy every day. Yet by meditating with spiritual energy, you can greatly quicken your personal and spiritual progress. You can produce what you want faster, solve personal problems more effectively, and be able to help others to a greater degree. But divine light is not a genie or magic wand. You have to participate if you want the light to be effective. And here's where we come to the secret of spiritual energy as the conduit of consciousness. What is a conduit? It's a transportation system. A pipe is a conduit for water. It brings water from one place to another. A wire is a conduit for electricity. It brings an electrical current from one place to another. Divine light is a conduit for consciousness. It brings consciousness from the divine source to us. What makes spiritual energy so powerful is not the light itself, but the consciousness that's in the light. Just as physical light can be divided into its spectral colors, spiritual light reaches you in various rays of colors and hues, with each serving a different spiritual purpose, each bringing in a different facet of consciousness. Receiving spiritual power is always done according to divine law and love for the good of all concerned. Because if you attempt to misuse this power, you cut yourself off from the supply. Remember, this power doesn't come from you, it comes through you. For example, say you are wanting more love in your life. The divine takes the spiritual consciousness of love and puts it in the light. The light takes on a pink color and hue and is transmitted to you, blessing you with the consciousness of divine love. That's what makes the light so powerful. Then if you express that loving consciousness in your life, you make that power a part of you. This means to be successful in anything, you have to be in the consciousness of that success. How does your aura fit into all of this? First, your aura is energy. Everything you think, feel, and do radiates the spiritual energy that comes through in various colors and hues. It is through the miracle of the aura that the divine light expresses itself in you. Your aura is an individual expression of this universal life force. When you draw in spiritual energy, you first draw that energy into your auric field before putting it to use in your life. By making these changes in your aura, there will automatically be corresponding changes in your life. Change your aura, change your life. That's one of the spiritual laws. Too many people mistakenly think that divine light is like taking a pill. Once done, it works automatically. The key to making divine power work for you is you have to express the consciousness of that light. Let me give you an example of this with a brilliant energy called the turquoise ray of abundance and supply. This energy brings in the divine consciousness of prosperity. When people learn there's an actual power ray of prosperity, they get excited. They call on this ray, but mistakenly think miracles will automatically happen. And while wonderful things can happen, they need to better understand how this power works. Let's say you're at your dining room table doing your monthly bills. You have your accumulated income for the month on one side, and you have your bills on the other. It turns out you have more bills than income for that month. If you're not careful, anxiety and fear can creep in. You can fall into a poverty consciousness and start to panic. You can't pay all your bills. What will you do? Worry thoughts flood your head and stress quickly builds. But let's look at this scene from the point of view of consciousness and divine light. Regardless of what the physical situation is, in your distress, where is your consciousness directed? It's focused on your fear and worry over money. This state of worry will be reflected in your aura because the aura is reflecting your consciousness. Now, let's say you realize you fell into a consciousness of financial anxiety, and you know you have to get out of it. It's time to start working with the light. You go into meditation and call on the turquoise ray of abundance and supply, the divine attribute of infinite wealth, to bless your aura. Say you have the best meditation of your life. As this power ray comes down and infuses your aura, your fears and worries about money disappear. You have redirected your consciousness away from your financial concerns, and you have embraced the divine wealth consciousness. When you finish your meditation, you feel great. You feel like a king, and money is no longer a concern. In this uplifted state, you walk back into the dining room where you were working, and there are the bills still on the table, untouched. At this moment, you have a choice. You can walk into that room full of divine power, see the unpaid bills, and say, crap, what am I going to do? I still can't pay my bills. The meditation did nothing. In other words, you can fall back into the state of fear and stress that you were in before you meditated with the light. Seeing that the physical situation hasn't changed, you can get all worked up again. By reacting in this way, you'd be counteracting all the good light work you just did. You'd be letting the divine bless you with this consciousness of wealth, but then right away dispelling that blessing by reigniting your worry and distress. And you'd be right back where you started. There is another choice in this scenario, another way to react. When you come out of your meditation full of the consciousness of divine wealth, you can walk into that dining room, see the bills on the table, but now affirm the divine blessing just received by acknowledging, I refuse to allow the appearance of this situation to imbalance the divine consciousness of prosperity within me. I am prosperity. I hold to the consciousness of infinite wealth. I refuse all thoughts of lack and limitation. You recognize that in consciousness, you are not the same person you were before the meditation. The situation may not have immediately changed, but you have changed. You are now in a higher state of consciousness. You are dynamic because you have the dynamic power in you, and you refuse to surrender that power. By doing this, you sustain the consciousness of prosperity. Then you'll be proactive. You'll start thinking of ways to take care of financial obligations, ways to turn things around. You won't see yourself as a victim. You will take charge of your life. Then, by the spiritual laws, if you sustain that inner divine power, eventually the outer world will reflect that inner truth. It has to. If you hold to the consciousness of prosperity and act on that awareness, your financial situation will turn around. Remember, consciousness is king. Where you are in your consciousness is what will take expression in your life. Keep building your consciousness of light, love, and wisdom in your aura, and let that power shine. I hope this video has inspired you to work with spiritual energy in your meditations and the incredible things the divine light can do for you. I thank you. If you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this, and please join our email list to learn more about our classes, workshops, and events. Thank you.